What the fuck? Why did he do that?
Alright, yeah, this is Work for Games, along with
Brookhaven Doctor 86.
we're gonna go ahead and continue our Let's Play Alone in the Dark. This is level 3. So what did you think about level 3 as you went through this before we actually sat down and started talking about it?
Probably the best level because it's actually a level, not tutorial or anything. I already played level 4 and that was just terrible compared to this.
Yeah, see, I actually played this before we went ahead and talked about it, and I also agree. This probably started the game out the way the way survival horrors usually should be done. The first 2 levels really felt like gimmicks to me. I felt they kind of hit their stride as soon as it got to this level. I mean, we'll continue talking about it as it goes, but just to let you know, this is probably the best level in the game.
Which is not good because I pretty much have to play the whole game.
But yeah. So,
I don't know, this stage pretty much melds everything that they want and ask you to do.
I mean, my biggest complaint about this game is they don't know when they're doing something good. It really feels like that. Like, there's certain things in this game that, whether it be quick, like triggered cutscenes or, just random little bits of innovative things that don't need to be there, but that feel good in the survival horror genre, that kind of broaden our aspect of what survival horror is. Granted, this is more of an action survival horror, but I mean, lately there hasn't been too many survival horror games that feel old school.
Yeah, the true survival.
Yeah, like other
psychological.
Yeah, like to me, I think a lot of people agree. Silent Hill 2 is the best survival horror game out there. I mean, it nailed story, it nailed, the personal feelings. You got to grow and love the characters as opposed to Edward Carnby, who just feels like a stand-in character you don't really give a shit about. I mean, it's true though. I mean,
yeah, I played the one on PlayStation that came out a couple years ago. I got maybe like 2 hours in. Yeah. I really did not care about this guy then or now.
I mean, it's a filling character. Many games do it, and that's basically what the gaming industry has come to. But in survival horror games, to me, you gotta have a good story. Good music. I think that plays a big part into it. I mean, granted, this game has at least it attempts a story.
Yeah.
But survival horror hasn't been what it was back in the previous years when you had, big franchises going at it. Not Resident Evil westernized. Resident Evil fucking 2, 3, slow, yeah. Silent Hill when it was just fucking, to me, Silent Hill one of the best franchises ever. But then they fucking released 4, which was utter shit. 3, which was basically a fucking...
You didn't like 3?
No, 3, I like 3, but 3 just felt like a revision of part 1. Which...
That's really where they started, like, kind of just getting sucky.
I think they ran out with ideas. I mean, you can't follow up to... But, I mean, lately, man, these fucking westernized games, I mean, including this one, it's just nothing but action with a sense of horror.
Yeah. I mean, the new Resident Evil is all action. It's because the creator said he's not even going to play it because it's not something he would have made.
I mean, with Resident Evil, I mean, it got the gameplay down, though. The Resident Evil 4 had great gameplay. Graphics were fucking awesome. But it wasn't survival horror anymore. It turned into shit like The Suffering, if any of you remember that.
Ooh, it's a terrible game.
Well, if you remember The Suffering, basically what it was an action game. It felt like I was playing fucking Dead to Rights with a monster running at me. Like...
Yeah, which is not really scary.
It's just fucking...
Another stand-in for a terrorist.
Dark. And that to me isn't horror. There was no fucking psychological change or feeling. Like, I turn off the lights and I'm not thinking about it anymore. It's boo scare. And that's not survival horror to me. Especially in gaming, it takes a lot to fucking get that out there, Like, and a lot of games haven't done it. I mean, Clock Tower 1 had that. Like, when you fucking turned it off, it made you kind of think about, little shit. Stories are basically fucking non-existent in survival horror anymore. I think you can agree. Like,
yeah.
I mean, this game's got a few stories, as you can see right now. He's basically an electric wire in front of the door. What are you gonna do? You know, as you can see, he's gonna shoot these fucking wire out of the way. You know, cool, innovative, but you know that wouldn't have solidified a survival horror back in the day. You know,
There's nothing like tense going on. I mean, you're pretty much just rolling along. Nothing's really chasing you.
You shot a wire. Congratulations. You know, like, I mean, to get it out of the way, I'm kind of pro this game. Like I've said a while ago, it knows.
So like right there, like had the room been filling up slowly, like trickling with water?
Something.
You know, just figure it out quickly.
Something to give you a sense of urgency, which this lacks. And Eden Games, the developer, if they would have known that, I think they could have made a much better game. But as of right now, I mean, there's nothing making you want to play fast-paced. Even a while ago, your blood was running out. They give you 7 minutes. The hospital is fucking 7 steps away. Like, it literally is fucking 5 steps away, and there's no urgency. Fucking Resident Evil 3 Nemesis is chasing you. I think all of us were like, holy shit. Like,
it took me at least like 4 playthroughs before I actually, you know, got the balls to fight him.
Let's get the fuck out of here, you know. Yeah. Silent Hill 2, Pyramid Head, shit, you know, like this, nothing of the sense. None of it was like that. And even though I've said before, this level is probably one of the better levels. It's simply because it felt like they hit their stride. This is what, you know, survival horrors have turned into, but it still kind of feels old school. And it's, you know, old school that it puts a smile on your face. It doesn't mean it's a great game, but if you played survival horrors back then, you know what I mean. It's got that little feeling of gratitude when you actually do some shit, you know.
Yeah. I think the scariest thing about this game is like waiting for something like glitch
or the controlling
or to pop in. Scariest thing is the popping.
Yeah,
because it always fucks you up.
Yeah, there's so many bad things about this game, but I mean, little shit like this, look, that's creative, but was it done properly? Probably not.
His arms would have snapped.
But you got anything else to add on maybe the survival horror history in general, or?
I don't know. I played a lot of survival horror, and it's just gotten really stale.
Yeah,
I heard Dead Space was good, but I still don't want to try it because it's more Western.
Yeah, Dead Space is very Westernized. It pretty much feels like the theme game that came out, I want to say maybe 2004, like, 2003.
It was a while back.
The Xbox, PlayStation 2. It kind of feels like that in the sense of you know, you're all alone. Of course, in that game you had a team, but as soon as they fucking turned on you, you were basically stuck in this little...
Even that didn't work right. Where you can like check them and
yeah,
stuff. They're still gonna turn anyways.
Well, I mean, the thing felt like Carrier in the sense, Carrier on the Dreamcast. That game also had a psychological thing where you can kind of give them a little shot. You know, it would then tell you whether they were going to change or not. But
yeah, that game had some cool ideas though.
That game and the thing were, they were cool. They were fucking awesome back in the day. But are they memorable? No.
No, they haven't aged well. Favorite thing about Carrier though is when there's 2 playthroughs, and if you pick up all the bullets in the first playthrough, you're basically screwed in the second one. And I didn't know that, so I just stopped playing halfway through.
Yeah. Kind of like D, where you didn't know that you had to beat it in 20 minutes. The biggest game in fucking the world back then. And
I always wanted that game, never could find it.
Yeah.
And D2 was just not good. I'm sure D1 wasn't good, but you know, that's one of the things you wanted to play.
Yeah, there would be some people who are probably going to leave a comment on that, but
yeah.
If anybody watches it. But yeah, I think this game, you know, 2008 was I want to say a refresh in survival horror games. If you've played Silent Hill Homecoming, I love Silent Hill. I haven't got that far, but what did you think about that? I know you've actually completed it.
It's not Silent Hill 1, 2, or 3, but it's better than The Room. It's more Western, but I like the fact that they actually tried to go and fix the combat, you know?
Yeah.
They didn't try to give you the
whole
crappy thing.
See, with Silent Hill, I mean,